Before starting this video, I'd like to clarify this. When I say student, I don't mean student. Student means upper secondary education graduate in Danish. The actual word for a student in Danish is elev. I know, it's confusing. Hey there, beautiful faces. My brother just graduated. Yay! I'll put his face right here. And his graduation made me think of making this video, and then I asked you guys on Twitter and Snapchat and Facebook, and you all said, yeah, do it! Do it! Look guys, I'm doing it! As some of you may know, I've been going through my own first year exams this month, which is also why I've only uploaded 2 videos instead of the regular 4. But you know, had to secure my future and all. I know you guys understand, but just in case you didn't know, that's why I've been a bit slow. One thing is that I haven't had that much spare time, but the most significant thing is that I pride this channel on being entertaining, and when you're not feeling that funny, chances are you really aren't that funny. And exams does not bring the fun out in me, but thankfully, that's not what this video is about. It's about the celebration when you're done with one of the most important exams of your life here in Denmark. Or at least, the one you remember the most. Or the least. Depending on how much alcohol you drank. So in this video I'm going to talk about graduation traditions related to the Danish gymnasium's 2 upper secondary educations called STX and HF. There are a bunch of other upper secondary educations you can take in Denmark with similar traditions, but I did not attend these and therefore I naturally don't know exactly what their traditions are. Also, with no means of offending anyone, most students in Denmark choose the standard Danish gymnasium, and these following traditions actually spawned from the Danish gymnasium's STX education, so that's why I've chosen to focus on these education's traditions. Both because I know the most about them, but also because they're seen as the standard. But if you're a student from one of the other Danish upper secondary educations, you're welcome to share it if your education has any other traditions than the ones I mentioned now. That's what the comments are for. In STX you graduate after 3 years, and in HF you graduate after 2 years. I graduated STX myself 4 years ago, and my brother graduated HF last week. The guy with the microphone is standing on a podium. And my brother is the walking tower. What's it like up there? A whole new world. I'm getting sidetracked. Well, first of all, before we even graduate on our last day of school, we dress up in silly costumes, get amazingly drunk. Before school, during school, after school, doesn't really matter. We get drunk. As you may have guessed, it's not really a normal school day. The day is used for pre-celebrating the graduates before they even graduate. And they do that by setting up this award show for each other. We crown things like couple of the year, fail of the year, ass of the year, guest of the year, and so on. And when the show is over, we venture into town, get even more drunk, and just let life happen for the rest of the day. It's really fun, and as creative as it is, it's called Sidste Skoledag, which directly translates to last day of school. I chose to dress up in a fucking bear costume on one of the hottest days of 2013. I wish I would have just half-assed through it like my brother. He went as Putin. After Sidste Skoledag, we can look forward to over a month of læseferie, which directly translates to reading vacation. We have exams scattered all over this period of time, and on the days we don't have exams, we study for these set exams, or at least we're expected to. When the day comes where you have to attend your last exam, you bring your family, your friends, or your guardians with you, and when you come out and you're finished with that exam, one personal selected member of the family gives you the hue. This is a Danish studenterhue, which means graduation hat, and this thing is all you have been waiting for the 2 to 3 years you've suffered through stupid assignments and long-ass classes filled to the brim with subject matters you are never, ever gonna use again. Salt. This is the footage of my brother getting his hat. And yeah, my parents are wearing clown noses. That's not a tradition. It's just my parents. And now you're probably thinking, but Louise, why does your hat have a red line when your brother clearly has a blue one? Hang on now, because this is tricky. My hat is an STX graduation hat and my brother's hat is an HF graduation hat. There really is no more to it. Oh, still look great in it though. All Danish graduation hats look alike, but every education has their own specific color line on their graduation hat significant to that education. And if you want a little advice from me, please learn the difference between the colors, because the Danish people will get offended if you mess that one up. With great hue comes great responsibility. From the exact moment we get our graduation hat, we have exactly 2 weeks of acting just as mind-numbingly stupid as we want to, while everyone around us applauds it. This often results in being drunk for 14 days straight, and when you're drunk for 14 days straight, why not make a game out of it? I don't know if you can see it in this amazing light, but my hat looks kind of beat up. And there's a reason for that. I'm sorry, but I had to write all these down to not forget any. But may I present the rules of the graduation hat. You can't wear the hat or try it on before your last exam. It's kind of like the groom seeing the wedding dress before the wedding. It's bad luck. For good luck, friends, family, classmates, and acquaintances write a message or the signature inside of the hat. Can you see it? Also for good luck, the best friends of the graduate bite into the shade of the hat. The teeth has to be visible before it counts though. The grade the graduate got in their last exam needs to be written inside of the hat in the school's logo. Yeah, my last exam did not go that well. I got a 2, which means I only just passed. But lucky for me, my school's logo is a tree. I didn't understand why people kept congratulating me, but it's because it looks like a 12, which is the highest grade you can get. So I just decided not to say anything, because what they assume is not my problem. If the graduate failed their last exam, they need to wear this black strap underneath their chin for all the graduation parties they go to for those 2 weeks. If the graduate got the highest grade, 12, at their last exam, they need to run 300 meters after the graduation celebration truck when the trip starts. I'll tell you more about that truck tradition after this. If the graduate has been awake for 24 hours, the hat needs to be turned around like a cap, like this, until they go to sleep again. The 2 graduates with the biggest and the smallest hat size of their class needs to buy a crate of beer each for the classmates. And the 2 graduates with the highest and the lowest grade point average of their class needs to buy a crate of beer each for the classmates. A square is cut into the sweatband of the hat if the graduate has emptied an entire crate of beer by him or herself in 24 hours. In case you were wondering, that's 30 beers in Denmark. And I don't have that anywhere in mine. I can't drink that many beers. Also, a bottle cap is tied to the hat if the graduate has emptied an entire crate of beer by him or herself in 24 hours. So you can kind of choose. A triangle is cut into the sweatband of the hat if the graduate has seen a sunrise after a party. A triangle shape is cut into the shade of the hat if the graduate has thrown up while wearing it. I don't have that, and that's a positive thing, by the way. If the graduate is hospitalized because of alcohol, the entire shade needs to be cut off. A smaller square needs to be cut into the sweatband of the hat if the graduate gets a kiss from a stranger. I don't have that because, you know, stranger danger. Romantic interests, or horny friends, can write a saucy message on the inside of the sweatband in the hat. This literally says, if you ever need a unicorn, call me. If a graduate breaks up with their boyfriend or girlfriend, they need to remove the 2 metal buttons on the side of the hat. If the graduate gets more than 5 phone numbers in one night, the outer cover of the hat needs to be turned around so that the cross is in the back, but the shade is still in the front. Like this. Shade, cross. If a graduate makes out with a person from the same sex, they need to turn the cross around. Mine is actually already turned around because I made out with my best friend. Because, you know, we're in the game. Also, if a graduate hooks up with a person from the same sex, they need to remove the cross entirely. These traditions and rules are very old, so relax guys, it's just a game today. It's nothing against gay people. Before revealing the next one, I have to say I did not know Frederick when I graduated. A lightning bolt is cut into the sweatband of the hat if the graduate has had sex with someone they're not in a relationship with the hat on. A heart is cut into the sweatband of the hat if the graduate has had sex with a boyfriend or girlfriend with the hat on. And there's no heart in my hat. If a graduate has sex with one of their teachers, the white cover, which is all of this, needs to be removed entirely. If a graduate has sex with a nurse or a doctor, the black strap needs to be removed entirely. And last, but certainly not least, a wave-like shape is cut into the sweatband of the hat if the graduate has skinny dipped in the ocean or in a lake while only wearing the hat. Whoosh! I think that was all of them. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. This is probably my favorite tradition and the most fun I've ever had for an entire day. A few days after the entire class has gotten their studenterhue, they meet up in front of the school in the early hours of the morning, get loaded up onto an open truck bed together with a DJ, and then have a huge fucking party while the truck drives around everywhere in town. The truck drives the party to each of the graduates' parents' houses, where they spend around 20 to 30 minutes before they get onto the truck again and head for the next house. And the parents often have different foods and snacks ready for the class when they arrive, so basically it's an entire day of great food, partying and acting all crazy on a moving truck. And everywhere you go, there are people on the streets celebrating your happiness. Random people yell and clap at you, and random cars honk at you, and it was just the best day ever. I can't describe it any better than that. My description doesn't even do it justice. It was such an awesome experience, and I hate that I'm never going to do it again. Last but not least, we have our Démission, which directly translates to graduation. This is where all the graduates from the school meet up together with their parents, often at the gym, because that's the biggest space on most schools. And then you probably know the drill from your own country. The headmaster says a few too many words, some old graduate says even more words, the school band plays a few songs, and etc. And oh yeah, of course, all the graduates get their diploma one by the headmaster on stage. It's a long, slightly boring process, especially because all the graduates always have hangovers, because our démission is always held a few days after everybody has gotten their hat, and so the games of the hat have already started. And after the last exam, studenterkørsel and démission, which often takes place within the first week of the celebration, the graduates are free to do whatever they want and celebrate their graduation how they want. Many graduates throw a bunch of private parties, and going out to town is no doubt also an all-time favorite, so no matter what, there'll always be lots of parties to go to and so little time to get to all of them. Congratulations to all of you who've just graduated. I hope you made the fucking best of it. And then there's nothing left to say than leave a thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe to me if you want more, because I really hope to see your beautiful face in my next video. I'm too fucking old to wear this. Bye! The worst thing about this hat though is this constant red line. If you've ever been a student, you know this line.